I'm GeorginaFyfe3. I'm the Dean of Teaching and Learning in the Faculty of Health Sciences, and my role is to ensure quality of teaching and learning across the 7 schools within our faculty. I've only been in the role for 6 months, and prior to that time I was teaching human anatomy in the School of Biomedical Sciences and in other areas for a number of years. So I bring to the role a number of years of experience of being in the classroom with students. Why I chose this role was so that I could support staff to do the difficult task of facilitating learning for students. And that includes sessional staff too, and sessional staff are sometimes a little bit forgotten in the scheme of things and can feel a little bit less supported than full-time staff. So I'm the person who is here to support you, and I'd be very happy to talk with any of you at any time around any issues that you might have with teaching and learning. My role entails a number of tasks. I monitor quality teaching and assessment across all the courses that the faculty offers. I chair the Faculty Teaching and Learning and the Faculty Courses Committees and ensure that any unit and course changes progress smoothly through to the relevant university committees. I support the school-based directors of teaching and learning in their roles within the school. I represent the faculty on a number of different committees and project management teams related to teaching and learning. I also deal with student misconduct, working with student disciplinary panels and setting the penalties. That's one of my least favourite jobs. I also contribute to research in higher education so that we can use evidence to inform our practice decisions. Our key priorities for 2014 in the Faculty of Health Sciences, there are a few of them, but perhaps 2 major ones come to mind. Firstly, we're working on a model for the flipped classroom strategy, which Transforming Learning at Curtin is keen to see throughout all courses at Curtin. We know what a flipped classroom should look like, but we're still not sure of what model is best practice to ensure student learning outcomes. We'll be testing a couple of ideas which have been expanded by people within the sector and ensuring that we can support staff with an evidence-based model that we've tested to really ensure that the flipped classroom is the best possible experience for students. The second priority would be around clinical placements, and this is where the Faculty of Health Sciences is perhaps a little bit different from many other faculties at Curtin. Many of our courses have as part of their program a clinical placement, and those clinical placements can be in a hospital-based setting or a community-based setting. For many students, this is quite a challenging part of their course, and what we want to do this year is to use more simulation of clinical placement to give students more practice at clinical placements using actors and volunteers so that they can test themselves out in the environment before they actually go out to clinical placement. In that way, we hope that students will get much more out of their true clinical experience and gain more from that exposure once they're practiced up with the simulation. I've been asked to give some tips and advice to people who are starting teaching at Curtin or perhaps have been already teaching at Curtin for some semesters. This is quite a challenging thing to think about, but I think first off acknowledge that it's a difficult job to facilitate learning. It's really a hard thing to do well. When I first started as a tutor in the School of Occupational Therapy many years ago, I was the main source of information to the students, and it was my job to give them information. That's not the case anymore. The tutors now are really there to facilitate learning. The source of information comes from other sources. So it doesn't matter if you don't know all the answers. The important thing is to work with the students and find out what they already know and to build on that knowledge so that they gain much more from the facilitation that you're providing. I think to respect students, respect the time that they're putting into face-to-face or online classes, make it the best quality that you can possibly do so that you can ensure that they're not wasting their time in contributing to the class or downloading the iLecture or whatever it is. So I think it's really important to keep that in mind. Probably the most important thing I think I ever did as a tutor or a lecturer was provide feedback to students. Feedback that is timely and effective is the most important thing that we can do as facilitators of learning. I like to provide feedback that encourages students to reflect on their own performance in an assessment task and to think for themselves how they can improve for the next time. So facilitating their reflection as part of that feedback is really important. I hope to meet some of you soon in the face-to-face sessions over a cup of tea during your fault sessions. But if I don't do so, please do feel free to call or email me at any time and come and see me in my office. I'd always be happy to chat to people around issues to do with teaching and learning. Good luck.